Once upon a time, in a land where time shattered in mirrors and shadows whispered forgotten tales, a world of magic and mystery took breath. A place where the moon glowed not only in the sky, but upon people's foreheads, and stars sometimes hid in their eyes. In this land lived a girl named Shahrbanoo, not like the others, for her heart was a mirror for both light and darkness. But this is no tale that begins with a smile or ends in peace. It is filled with broken spells, bloody choices, and secrets even the wind dares not speak. Do you have the courage to step into this thick mist? Or would you rather stay in the shadows? In a land where time sometimes flowed backward, lived Shahrbanoo, a girl with a heart of light alongside her loving father and mother. Her father cherished her like a precious gem, and her mother cared for her with boundless love. Each day, Shahrbanoo walked to Madame Molabaji's schoolhouse, carrying a basket full of glowing flowers and magical bread. Molabaji, a woman with eyes sharp as a serpent and a smile that hid dark secrets, noticed that Shahrbanoo's offerings gleamed brighter than all the others. Jealousy, like venom, crept into her veins. She soon discovered that Shahrbanoo's father was wealthy and lived in a house filled with enchantments. And so, in the dark corners of her heart, a sinister plan began to form to remove Shahrbanoo's mother and take her place. With a smile that seemed summoned from another world, Molabaji approached Shahrbanoo and handed her a whispering copper bowl. "Give this to your mother," she said sweetly. "Tell her Molabaji said to pour only from the 7th vinegar jar in the cellar. When she leans in, lift her feet and push her in. Then seal it tight." Shahrbanoo, whose heart was as pure as a mirror, trusted Molabaji and did as she was told. Her mother fell into the jar and vanished without a trace. That night, when her father returned, Shahrbanoo, tears in her eyes, repeated the lie Molabaji had taught her. Mother went to the well and fell in. But in the quiet corners of her soul, guilt and fear began to bloom like a dark flower. Molabaji plotted her next move with cold precision. She told Shahrbanoo, "Sprinkle wild rue seeds on your head. Tonight, as you sit with your father, shake your head so the seeds fall into the brazier and crackle. Say you have lice. Since your mother is gone, your father must marry. If he asks who, hang a piece of heart and liver above the door. The first person who hits their head on it, that's the one." Trapped in the spell of trust, Shahrbanoo obeyed. Her father hung the heart and liver at the door. Molabaji, waiting like a phantom, rushed toward it and pretended to hit her head. With tears and wailing, she snared the father's heart. Deceived, the father brought her to the mullah, married her, and brought her home. But on the wall, the shadow of the heart and liver still trembled. Molabaji and her ugly daughter, who looked like a living nightmare, came to live in the house. Molabaji turned Shahrbanoo into a servant, forcing her to wash dishes, sweep the floor, and do hard chores. Every task she did was met with 100 insults and mockery. One day, Molabaji went into the storage and opened the 7th jar. Suddenly, a yellow cow with eyes like stars leapt out. Startled, she locked the cow in the stable, but a seed of doubt grew in her heart. Could this be Shahrbanoo's mother? To torment her more, she told Shahrbanoo, "Every morning, sweep the house, wash the dishes, then take a bundle of cotton to the fields, graze the cow and spin the cotton. Finish the housework again by sunset." Shahrbanoo endured in silence, but the yellow cow's gaze gave her hope. Shahrbanoo went to the fields with the bundle of cotton and the yellow cow. Sad and overwhelmed, she sat by the grass and cried. The cow looked at her, its eyes full of untold stories. Then the cow swallowed the cotton and from the other side spun out shimmering threads. Amazed, Shahrbanoo took the threads home. Molabaji, expecting her to fail, was stunned. The next day, Molabaji gave her 3 bundles of cotton. Shahrbanoo went again, but a strange wind carried the cotton into a dark well. The yellow cow spoke for the first time, whispering, "Don't be afraid, my daughter. Go into the well, a demon is down there. Greet him, and whatever he tells you to do, do the opposite." The voice echoed in Shahrbanoo's ears like a spell. Shahrbanoo entered the well and found herself in a strange, dreamlike garden. A demon with a voice like thunder growled, "Black-eyed girl, if you hadn't greeted me, I'd have devoured you." Shahrbanoo told him her story. The demon commanded, "Break my head." Shahrbanoo combed it. "Destroy my home." She swept the courtyard. "Smash my dishes." She washed them. The demon laughed and said, "Go to the flowing stream. When the water turns yellow, don't touch it. When it turns black, wash your hair. When it turns white, wash your face." She did as he said. When she came out of the well, a moon gleamed on her forehead and a star on her chin, but their light seemed to hide a dark secret. She covered her forehead with a scarf and returned home. Shahrbanoo gave the threads to Molabaji, but while sweeping the floor, her scarf slipped, revealing the moon and star. Molabaji stood stunned. Shahrbanoo told her everything. Burning with jealousy, Molabaji decided to send her own ugly daughter to the well, hoping she too would gain a moon and a star. The next day, her daughter went into the well, but was rude to the demon and followed his commands exactly. She scratched his head, messed up the yard, and broke all the dishes. The furious demon said, "The water is yellow, wash your face in it." She obeyed. When she came out, a black snake coiled on her forehead and a yellow scorpion clung to her chin. Molabaji was horrified and beat Shahrbanoo, but deep inside, a fear of Shahrbanoo's secrets began to take root. Molabaji and her daughter were invited to a wedding, but they told Shahrbanoo, "Fill this goblet with your tears and sort these chickpeas and beans." Shahrbanoo sat by the pond and cried, but remembered the demon. She went to the well. The demon gave her sea salt to fill the goblet, and a magical rooster that sorted the grains. Then he gave her a silk gown, a ruby crown, and golden shoes. Shahrbanoo went to the wedding and stunned everyone. She scattered flowers on the guests and ashes on Molabaji and her daughter. As she fled, her shoe was left behind. The prince, returning from a hunt, saw her and fell in love. He picked up the shoe, and his heart filled with the mystery of Shahrbanoo. The prince fell ill from love for Shahrbanoo. He kept her shoe and sent old wise women to find its owner. The shoe fit no one until they reached Shahrbanoo's house. Molabaji hid her in the oven and placed the magical rooster on top. The rooster crowed, "Cock-a-doodle-doo! The moon-faced girl is in the oven." The wise women found Shahrbanoo, and the shoe fit her perfectly. Molabaji, trying to get rid of her, said, "Bring 2 yards of muslin, garlic and onions, and take her away. But let my daughter marry the vizier's son." The women were puzzled, but the truth of Shahrbanoo still lingered in shadow. Shahrbanoo went to the palace, but Molabaji tried to disgrace her with soup, garlic, and onions. Shahrbanoo went back to the well, and the demon gave her new enchanted clothes to cover the scent. She married the prince. Molabaji was defeated. Shahrbanoo returned to the well once more and asked the demon to bring back her mother. The demon opened the yellow cow, and her mother appeared. Molabaji and her daughter were banished to the moat. Shahrbanoo and her mother lived happily in the palace, but the moon on her forehead still seemed to hold an untold secret. Shahrbanoo lived in the palace beside the prince, with her mother, who had returned from within the golden cow. Molabaji and her daughter were exiled to the moat, lost in the darkness of their curse. Yet peace in the palace was like still water. Beneath it raged a silent storm. Each night, when the moon shone in the sky, Shahrbanoo would gaze at her forehead. The moonlight that glimmered there sometimes whispered, a voice not of this world. nor the next. Keep your secret or all shall turn to ash. One night, while all slept, Shahrbanoo returned to the well. The demon was gone, but the water still flowed, not yellow, not black, not white, but red like blood. Its reflection revealed a face she did not recognize, a face that was and wasn't her own. She reached toward the water, and suddenly a shadow rose behind her. Her mother, the demon, or perhaps Molabaji herself? The next morning the palace was silent. Shahrbanoo's bed was empty, and only a scarf remained, marked with a scorched moon and star. The prince descended to the well, but he found nothing, only darkness. Her mother never spoke of that day. Only sometimes she would glance at the sky as if waiting for something. The people spoke in hushed tales. Shahrbanoo had gone to the realm of shadows, where her secret would remain forever hidden. Yet on misty nights, when the moon shines into the well, a whisper rises from within. Where is my secret? What do you think? Where did Shahrbanoo go? And what was the secret?